Hey Deepti, thanks for sending in your work and I'm going to give you the feedback and your next homework. All right? Let's have a listen.
Okay, so first question is social media beneficial for society? Yes, I believe social media is beneficial for society because there are many instances which are seen when people are in some kind of emergency and need any help. It is very easy with the help of social media to distribute the knowledge among wide audience. For example, um, if someone is in emergency and needs a particular type of blood to survive, or if person is missing, then it is very easy to distribute that knowledge to people, and it has it is seen that people go out and help each other to resolve the problem.
Deepti, well done here for giving an example. I didn't get the first example, but I got the second one about somebody missing. This would be a great opportunity for you to share an anecdote. Yeah? So you can just say something like, for example, last year there was a story about a boy who had lost his parents at the shopping center, and they published on Facebook, they published pictures of him, and within 3 hours they had managed to find him, and without social media this would not have been possible. Okay? So just try and keep an eye out for opportunities for you to share anecdotes.
Social media is beneficial for society. Do you think the media has changed over the last 10 years?
One other thing, well done for using the structure. You reflected it, you developed it a little bit, you gave an example. As I said, a little anecdote in there would have been good. Also, well done for sort of like rounding it off and finishing, just to give a clear example to the examiner, a clear signal to the examiner that you finished that talk. It just makes it flow a little bit easier. So well done.
Yeah, I believe that it has changed tremendously over the last 10 years because 10 years ago there was no Instagram.
So could you hear 3 times we had yeah? What I would suggest in the next recording that you send to me, between every sentence you say the word pause. This is going to slow you down a little bit, and it's just going to give you a few extra seconds for you to collect your thoughts and organize the words in your sentence so you sound a little bit more coherent. Secondly, it's just going to be easier for the examiner to understand you. Obviously, you're not going to say pause between every sentence, but the idea is that you start to talk at the same pace you are doing when you are saying pause. This is more or less what I'm doing now. Between each sentence there's a space, and it just makes it so much easier for the listener to understand.
There was no Facebook, and there was no TikTok, and YouTube also was not so much popular.
YouTube wasn't so popular.
So, and I believe that it has changed so much, and it has created so much.
I believe it has changed so much. That's okay. I believe it's changed drastically over the last few years. Or even better, I believe it's changed drastically. It's not a correction. It's an improvement, which shows that we're on the right track.
Many new jobs, for example. So, and I believe that it has changed so much and it has created so many new jobs. For example, YouTuber, Instagram influencer, and vloggers.
Great topic-specific vocabulary. YouTuber, Instagram influencer, vlogger. Good.
Like that. Would young people be in danger when using the internet? Yes, I believe young people can be in a dangerous situation when
Pronunciation can be in dangerous situations
using internet, because
when using the internet.
young people are very impressionable.
Excellent vocabulary, impressionable.
And they might be affected in some dangerous way.
So that was an excellent example of how going a little bit slower, getting comfortable with silent pauses, and we can get comfortable with silent pauses in baby steps, using the technique I shared with you before by adding pause between each sentence.
By internet, for example, did in some dangerous way, by internet. For example,
for instance, just to vary your structures.
Social connectivity is very popular these days, and distances have shrunk tremendously.
Distances have shrunk.
So it is very easy to make fool of people online, or brainwash people, especially young people. So I
to make fools of people online.
think it can be very dangerous. Do you think that?
Again, maybe an anecdote doesn't come to mind, but this is a beautiful invitation for a hypothetical example. Yeah? For instance, if a young child makes a mistake in the class and somebody happens to be recording it, that recording could be published, it could go viral, and the child's classmates could start picking on him or her and bullying them, and this is a serious issue, So that was just an example of a hypothetical example that you could give.
The internet has changed over the last 10 years. Internet has changed so much in last 10 years.
The internet has changed a lot over the last 10 years, or even better, if you wanted to improve it, the internet has changed a lot over the last decade.
Because 10 years ago, internet speed was not so much fast.
The internet, or the speed of the internet, was not so fast
as it is now. So about 10 years ago, if you want to watch a video, you have to continuously load. You have to load movie, and it would take so much time. But
the problem with using so much in the affirmative is that it doesn't sound right. It's usually better to say it take a lot of time. So much is usually used, is normally used in the negative. There isn't so much, or it wouldn't take so much time. But if we wanted to use if we're saying the sentence in affirmative, then we say it takes a lot of time. Okay, so just to summarize, so much for a negative sentence, there isn't so much, it doesn't take so much time, and then a lot usually for affirmative sentences.
But nowadays, internet speed is so good that you can watch online movie, you can watch
You can watch an online movie, or you can watch online movies.
Online games. So it has changed so much in last 10 years, I believe.
So it has changed a lot in the last 10 years. And also it's like third or fourth, fifth time maybe we've used so much. As I mentioned before, so it's changed drastically, it's changed significantly. These are upgrades, and you can use these upgrades in your writing as well.
Would you impose rules and regulations on internet usage if you could? Yeah, if I could, I would impose rules and regulations on internet for the content which should be shown or not to be shown on internet and should be censorized. So
Censored, not censorized.
I think there is so much to control over it. For another example of this is online videos for teaching courses. So everyone is uploading them, and sometimes they are not even certified, and they are not supposed to do it. So I believe that a regulation should be.
This was a great opportunity to develop the answer, you know?
So I believe that them, and sometimes they are not even certified, and they are not supposed to do it.
And what are the consequences of this? Develop it. What happens next? They're not certified to do this. And this can have terrible consequences. For example, a student might watch a video with incorrect information and fail the test, and then possibly have to pay to do another test. And the student has lost money by trusting and following the wrong influencer or publisher of that information. And there was no consequences for the person who did publish the information. You see? So, yeah, just to summarize, I think more examples, hypothetical examples, real-world examples, develop your answers more, be careful on your use of articles, and also, Deepti, slowing down will make you sound more coherent, make you sound clearer, and we will avoid those ums and ers and half sentences.
So I believe that rules and regulations should be applied for the internet usage.
Great little summary at the end. Okay, excellent work. I'm going to send you your next homework immediately. You're doing super, Deepti. Keep on improving.